It Comes at Night is directed by Trey Edward Shults, and it is the newest film from one of my favorite working production companies, A24. This movie follows a family who has taken refuge in this isolated house in the woods because of an undisclosed disease that has taken over the country. And when they encounter another family in need of their help, they have to ask themselves, who can they trust and who are they going to let into their home? Now, I've discussed it in almost every single review of a film that is produced by A24. I've expressed my love for this production company, so I'm really not going to do that anymore. And not only was I excited because this was produced by A24, but also this has been a fantastic year for horror. Get Out completely blew everyone away. Split was a return to form for M. Night Shyamalan. I really enjoyed Alien Covenant. I thought it was a fantastic follow-up to Prometheus. And A Cure for Wellness was, as I said, a 3/4 of a really excellent movie. And thankfully, we do keep the streak going with It Comes at Night. This is a brilliant horror movie that, without a doubt, is going to be on my top 10 favorite films of the year. A24 does it again. They continue to pump out quality, well-made movies. The last horror movies they made being The Witch and Green Room, I really love both of those, and they continue to prove that they know how to effectively do horror films. And this is an outbreak movie, but it's not an outbreak film like you would see with like 28 Days Later or even like World War Z. It is a very subtle film that has to do with an outbreak, but it's really about this family. It's a film about a man who's willing to do anything to protect his family, and the entire time you're sitting there as an audience member wondering the same thing that these characters are going through, wondering if you can really trust this other family. Something I feel like this film really captured well is the sense of anxiety and confusion. One of my favorite parts in this movie is Joel Edgerton has another character tied to this tree, and one of the first things he asks him is, do you know what's going on out there? And a lesser movie would have given you this entire exposition dump. This character would have been like, yeah, in fact, my father was drinking from the stream, he got all sick and he started attacking us. But I love that this movie does is this character simply responds with, I don't know. And this film shows so well how important it is to show and not tell. We as an audience feel the same way that these characters in this movie feel, is they don't know what's going on outside and why people are reacting the way they are. All we know is what they know, is that this disease will kill you, and if you make contact with anyone else, you will get it. And that's something that I love about this movie, and it's so refreshing that there wasn't one scene in this entire runtime that there was just this avalanche of exposition like a lesser film like The Mummy. Because in movies like that, there's one scene where a character sits down and through narration or the other character asking what's going on, and they just explain everything that's happening. There's not one scene like that in this entire movie, and I found it so refreshing. And I feel like Trey Edward Shults is to thank for that, because he gives you little tiny puzzle pieces of information throughout the entire film, and he trusts you as an audience member to be able to make this full picture when the movie's said and done. Because I feel like the common moviegoer is not really gonna like this movie. Much like The Witch, this is very clearly an A24 film. There's hardly any jump scares throughout the entire movie. In fact, there's really hardly any flat-out scares. It's mostly a movie of tension, palpable tension throughout this entire movie. As an audience member, again, you are constantly asking yourself, can we trust this family? And when the credits start to roll, it really requires you to think and to go back and question every single line that these characters had said. And it does this so much so that when the credits started to roll and this movie actually is over, I sat in the theater for like 20 to 30 seconds just completely blown away. This film ends in such a powerful way that I was just completely stunned. Overall, A24 completely crushes it again with It Comes at Night. This is a film that doesn't waste a single scene. There's not a single line or visual in this movie that is not relevant to the story. I feel like this film is really going to weed out the people that are just looking at horror movies on surface level. And I really feel like it's going to separate the people that are wanting to just go into this movie and be frightened by jump scares and are really wanting to be spoon-fed information. I really struggle to even call this a zombie movie because it's really like a family drama in a zombie movie setting. This film is completely unique and it breaks genre conventions in a way that I've really never seen before. If you're a fan of horror or you like white-knuckled thrillers, I would strongly recommend that you would go see It Comes at Night. You do not want to miss this film. This is a truly exceptional, extraordinary movie. So did you guys see It Comes at Night? What did you think about it? Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching today. I hope you liked today's video. And if you did, click on the link down below and subscribe to my channel for more reviews and related things. And guys, thank you so much for watching and see you next time.